Show of solidarity as Miami marks 1 year since protests in Cuba. Extended temporary protective status for Venezuelans in the U.S. But not everybody is included. Plus, a Parkland parent delivers a message to President Biden. And this isn't the first time. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I am Paloma Pimentel.
I'm Amanda Gray. Today is Tuesday, July 12th, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Freedom Fight, exiles and allies in Miami sending a message to mark 1 year since historic protests in Cuba. As the country of Cuba continues their struggle for freedom from oppression, the Cuban community here in Miami takes to the streets to voice their hardships.
The network's Samantha Gutierrez was outside Versailles for yesterday's demonstration.
I'm here in the corner of Versailles Cuban cuisine. Here, people of all ages and backgrounds are coming together to stand up for those oppressed by the Cuban government.
Yo soy de origen nicaragüense y lucho por Cuba, que están apresando a la humanidad. No solamente están apresando a Cuba, también lo están haciendo con Nicaragua, Venezuela y ahora Colombia. Libertad para todos nuestros pueblos.
Yesterday, protesters were fighting not only for Cuba, but for other countries under oppression. A day like today in Cuba, the youth hit the streets to scream their wishes of liberty. Maribel Gonzalez tells me the dictatorship regime arrested them and sentenced them to 10, 8, and 15 years. She says what we want today is freedom for those in Cuba. And now it's been manifesting itself as a call to action, with activists from all over the nation demanding freedom from tyranny for all of Latin America.
On July 11th, when the Cuban people went out, they didn't ask for food or money or trips. They asked for freedom, and that's why we're here today. We're yelling out homeland and liberty.
Catalina Vasquez notes, it's not only for the Cuban people. I'm Colombian and I'm here raising my voice for those who can't and for those who have been silenced.
This is over because it's the Cuban youth who is rebelling. That is why we're here. We're going to keep going until we find the end of the Castro communist tyranny and liberty for the Cuban people.
Although the Cuban people have been under dictatorship for over 60 years, as we saw here today, the spirit hasn't died out. For South Florida Media Network, I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
Good news this morning from Venezuelan citizens living in South Florida and elsewhere in the U.S. TPS has been extended until March of 2020. The Department of Homeland Security announced yesterday an 18-month extension of temporary protected status for Venezuelans. TPS applies to people who would face extreme hardship if they had to return to their homelands. It allows Venezuelans to work legally in the U.S.
A Parkland parent interrupting the president. The network's Layan Abu Tarbouche is in the control center with what went down at the White House yesterday.
President Biden interrupted on Monday by gun control advocates on the White House lawn while giving a speech celebrating the passage of bipartisan gun reform legislation.
The man yelling at President Biden was Manuel Oliver. His son Joaquin Oliver was murdered in the Parkland school massacre back in 2018. Mr. Oliver has certainly not been silent on the subject of our country's laws. In February, he climbed a 150-foot-tall crane in front of the White House demanding tighter gun restrictions.
I really wish there was more in this package of bills, and I will do whatever I can to get more in this package of bills. This is not the beginning or the end. There's a lot of people saying this is the beginning, this is the end. No, this is part of a process.
Yesterday, Manuel Oliver was calling on the president to establish a national office for gun violence prevention. He also called the commander-in-chief for saying this event is a celebration of gun reform and says that more needs to be done.
Biden was showcasing the first significant federal gun safety law in decades. The new law includes provisions to help states keep guns out of the hands of those deemed to be a danger to themselves or others. It also prohibits gun sales to those convicted of abusing unmarried intimate partners and cracks down on gun sales to buyers convicted of domestic violence. But for many, including Oliver, the laws were just not enough. Reporting from the Control Center, Leon Abu-Tarbush, South Florida Media Network.
A synagogue in Florida, the scene of a crash that ended a car chase. Police say the 18-year-old driver led them on a pursuit from Deltona to Lake County. The white pickup truck then crashing into Mount Dora Synagogue. The teen is suspected in a domestic shooting, and following his surrender, he was taken to the hospital.
The Marlins seeking for redemption after losing in the upset against the Pittsburgh Pirates here at home. The Marlins came into this game with confidence after beating the Mets on the road the day before, but lost their momentum as they were only able to score 1 run in the entire game. The final score was 5-1. They play the Pirates again today at 6:40 p.m.
Details on America's favorite side dish in honor of Fry Week.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
When we first saw him, he wasn't responsive at all. He was just, he would cry out in pain.
Florida survives a strike from what? A boy in Florida survives a strike from the sky. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Strike survivor, a boy in Florida, counts his blessings this morning. The 11-year-old will have a unique back-to-school story after getting struck by lightning.
Levi Stock was on the boat with his family near Tampa when they saw storms approaching. As they were getting ready to leave, lightning struck Levi on the boat and the boy fell into the water. Although Levi doesn't remember the experience, his father Derek jumped in the water and performed CPR on his son before first responders arrived.
I feel like I'm getting better, so that's good. I mean, I'm still kind of shocked that I got struck by lightning.
Levi spent 3 days in the ICU before returning home on the 4th of July.
It's Fry Week, and a couple of fast food rivals are both giving away fries. In honor of National French Fry Week, McDonald's and Wendy's are giving away a free order of fries to customers. It's with no purchase necessary. Customers participating are only required to order their fries through each restaurant's app. The deal is over at the end of the week.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Amanda Gray.
And I'm Paloma Pimentel. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.